איך אילום? מי אילום?
אף אחד שם. הם יגיעו בסוף. בנו, האנגל הזה עובד לך? אוקיי.
Wow, there's a lot of shots to be asked. For sure.
סייעתא דשמיא, תיבת נוח. So, one of the story of Parshat Noach, I want to bring the basic questions, just to highlight something, questions that bother us to begin with. So all of the Tevat Noach is a lot of explanation. What's the plans? What's the purpose of Tevat Noach? What happened over there? So the parsha begins with Tevat Noach by saying, נטל את תולדות נוח, נוח איש צדיק, תמים היה בדורותיו, בית האלוקים, תתהלך נוח. רש"י emphasize, נוח היה דווקא בדורו זה, ולא בדורות אחרים. ואילו בדורו של אברהם אבינו, he wouldn't be צדיק. It seems very clear that there is a necessity to compare Noach to the generations of Abraham Avinu. And the question is, we don't see tzaddikim that being compared to other tzaddikim. We never have such a thing. Each tzaddik has the ייעוד שלו, the כוח שלו, his own abilities. What's the reason we're seeing that Noach being compared to Abraham Avinu? Second, why באמת Noach wouldn't be able to do what he did by Abraham Avinu? A guy who was able to hold himself against all of the society, him and his family, he did way beyond what Abraham Avinu did. He was holding himself so strong. So why by the days of Abraham Avinu wouldn't be somebody chashuv? That's the minimum. Why you give up? Okay. Second one, we go in weiter. The Torah says that ותשחט הארץ בפני האלוהים ותמלא הארץ חמאס. What's חמאס?
אללה אכבר.
So they had three עבירות over there. עבודה זרה, גילוי עריות ושפיכות דמים. So what פשט עבודה זרה, גילוי עריות ושפיכות דמים? So that was the three things. But it says נחתם דינן על הגזל. Why דווקא גזל? I mean, it seems that arayot is much worse. In a side note, arayot contain also gezel. Stealing somebody else's wife, it's a gezel, right? So why arayot? Why davka? I mean, it makes us very difficult in our world, you know. Unfortunately, you see among religious people that when it comes to money, there is a man da'ama who's matir. A lady called and said, Rabbi, can I copy another singer's CD? I said, no. He said, Rabbi, but other rabbis permitting it. Why are you saying no? I said, if so, why did you call me? Because you feel unconscious, right? You don't feel uncomfortable. You want to say, yeah, I called the rabbi and he said that it's okay. I thought that if it would have been meat, you wouldn't eat it. When it's come to meat, everybody machmir to eat Bet Yosef because it's chashash of maran. You know, when it comes to copy somebody else's CD, we spend so much money, we rely on the kulot. Yeah, you never plan to buy it. Suddenly nobody planned to buy any CDs, whatever. So you never plan to buy it, so you can copy the CD. When it's come to money, everybody using all of the kulot in the world. When it comes to Halacha, to kashrut, everybody are suddenly machmir. Both of them money. So I mean, if you said nechtam gzar dinan al gezel, it's not pashut where we are dealing with today, because unfortunately it's a sensitive subject by us. So we need to find a difference between us and Dora Mabul. So we have no reason to get Mabul by us. So the pasuk continue, וירא אלוהים את הארץ, כי השחית והנה נשחטה, כי השחית כל בשר את דרכו על הארץ. השחית כל בשר, רש"י says, ואת בהמה חיה ועוף נזקקין לשאינן מינן. So that's very strange to say, meaning, if you're going to tell me שהשחית כל בשר את דרכו על הארץ, that even בהמה חיה ועוף נזקקים to their girlfriends, girlfriends, you know, para, that's equivalent to us. But here we're talking about something else. That the animal being made with another animal. It doesn't make sense. why? It's against the nature of an animal. נכון? Why would another the world being what's going on? They're all
Different
full
species.
of desires. נכון?
Species?
They're all full of desires. So one species goes with another species. So a cow goes with a sheep. So this is against nature. All of the chataim that have been seen, chataim that's part of the desire of the nature. To say that that caused an animal to go against the nature, that's not bichlal parallel to the chataim that they are doing. Very strange to see that the impact is like that. זה לא פשוט, יש לנו שזה הרע בזה, אוקיי. Now, Noach, Hashem telling Noach to do a teva. Doing a teva, to be honest, you take a place, you do a teva, shkoyach. Today, when I grew up in Yerushalayim, you have kol koire, right? יש לך, they drive, they have a speaker on top of the car, Rabbi Sai! תשובות, תפילות, צדוקו, מעבירים עזרו, יג זירו, and then they collect money from you. So,
You hear them all the time. You hear them all the time.
all the time, נכון? So if you want to make an impact, you want to make a change, why you're building a teva? That's not the way. Get shiurim, build shorashim,
Protest.
Get real stuff around to make a difference by building a teva. And how long is he building the teva for? 120 shana. Okay. So Noach is the very famous Noach GC ובניו, you know Noach ובניו, Noach and Sons. And then the shiurim boy and
Noach and Sons.
Why is that supposed to make it
You
you
give
know?
someone a good
Noach and Sons and Co. And Co.
Noah and Sons.
What's the whole idea of building it? Okay. Now, what we should be dealing with, obviously the olam is all sin, נכון? כולם מלאים חטאים. Hashem goes through a big tragedy by what's doing to the world. If people are doing חטאים throughout generation, what's the remedy? Kill them. מדלים משה כלהם, השם מכם, אברהם אבינו. אומר מנחות says, that Hashem came to Abraham, בניך חטאו. אמר לו, ימחו על כבוד שמך. They wiped out. Why Hashem needs to do a lot of mabul, a lot of big drama over here? Now, I can understand drama to make impact on people, but he killed everybody. The drama can have an effect for those who are, if you want to affect people, don't do it like that. So you punish one people in a certain way, and the remaining would learn. But here, all those who left is only Noach and the children, they did never sin. So there is no effect of such a drama. What's the point of Hashem doing it? There's another point in the Teva, it says, Tzoar ta'aseh la-Teva. Hashem made a window to the Teva. Wow, a crucial machloket whether it was a window or a diamond. How crucial it is. Okay, who cares was a window or not window? Did we say that the wheels that it was landing, which type of material it was? I mean, it was no wheels to the Teva. But it seems to be a side factor. It doesn't say which kind of material you should use for the Teva. It just says, make a window. Why a window? Why that's part of the construction? Noach and Sons, important to us to let us know that was a window dafka in the Teva. That's something weird about it. We're talking about constructions. Building a high costs much more money than building flat. Nachon? If you go to New York, it's very narrow. You have four stories floor. Okay, Hazak Baruch, each floor, one room. You know? Because this is New York, the land is very small. You go to Florida, old houses all have one floor because the land is cheap.
Big lot.
So it all depends on the size lot you have in order where you go high or you go wide. Why the Teva goes 3 floors up? Make it 1 floor. You have no zoning restrictions, nachon, and the whole world is there for you. Why building it on such? It's much harder and much more difficult, much stronger Teva than just building it flat. What's the point of building 3 komot?
You didn't want to block parking.
Weiter,
You didn't want to block parking.
Okay, now, it says, how many animals came to the Teva? 7 and 2. 7 from the Teorot, and 2 from the Tmeot. Was another requirement. All those who went to the Teva, רק בהמות שלא חטאו. All those who didn't sin, you have 7 and you have 2. So, it somehow came out that the kosher animals, 7 of them didn't sin. The non-kosher animal, 2 of them sin. Why? If there is an effect of a sin in the world, it should be affect everybody. How do we get to a specific number of 7 Teorot didn't sin and the rest sin? When they came to the animals, by the way, when they came to the Teva, Rashi says שבאו מאליהם.
What pasuk is this?
שבאו מאליהם.
No, what pasuk is this? The whole
Rashi
animals.
said that animals bow.
מאליהם, yes. אז, אוקיי, שכוח, who cares?
איפה זה נמצא?
זה פרק, באו לתיבה, באו פסוק ט', פרק ז' פסוק ט'. They came by themselves, they came by themselves. So they didn't get a WhatsApp, guys, we're going to Teva, let's go. And they came on their own. Okay, what's the point to say that they came alien? I mean, if they, by the way, you have to understand, those who came are those who didn't sin. There were only 2 of each non-kosher, meaning any others who didn't come sin. So the only 2 who can come is those who didn't sin. So what's the point to emphasize kamu ma'alehem? Very interesting statement when Hashem is telling Noach that he is tzaddik. When do you expect Hashem to tell Noach that he is tzaddik?
After the
Huh?
Mabul.
After the Mabul? No, that's not the case.
Oh, it's not.
When?
It's not.
Before the Mabul, how much before? How long before?
Right before it gets on.
Why before it gets on? It should be by the time of building. Hashem telling Noach, "Ki otcha ra'iti tzaddik bo al hateva because I saw you tzaddik." That means that for the 120 years that Noach was building the teva, he's not a tzaddik.
Why?
It was tolerant.
I mean, that's really the
Because it
psukim.
was tolerant other.
But wasn't he tzaddik
Yeah.
because of his
About-
generation?
That's it.
I understood it that during the
You're
generation.
right. That was my understanding as well.
I-
But the Torah telling him that he's tzaddik davka before he entered.
But Rashi says that he didn't have emunah, that the Mabul was coming.
That's after. That was later in the story. With Taneh Manaya. But when Hashem told him to go,
Before the tzaddik was telling the rabbin that he himself versus the rabbin.
but he wasn't alone. It was him himself building the teva. Nothing changed on the 120 years that he became tzaddik suddenly.
למה? אבל בגיל דבר שעשה, צדיק תמיד היה בדעות, אבל אתה אלוקים, אתה
זה
אלוקים.
נאמר לנו. That was said to us, not said to
You
him.
only told him he's tzaddik right before going on the
Yeah, you
teva.
should tell him when
Tell him right before when
before
you're
he
building
builds.
the
Yeah. By the way, I want to talk
By the way,
to
build the teva because
your
it's
piece of
a
different
tzaddik.
way of saying
Come build the
tzaddik.
teva.
He doesn't say b'dorosov.
No, that's for us. That's for us. But the beginning was a message for us. This is for him. By the end of the day, he's
The
telling
first
him.
time talking
Yes,
to
tell him
him,
it's tzaddik. So when he told him to build the teva, he just told him, not tzaddik. Why? What's the point? Weiter, there were Metushelach. Maybe we'll get to Metushelach. Why Hashem was waiting for Metushelach to die? It's a side point. Okay. So how many days were the Mabul? 40 יום
40 לילה.
ו-40 לילה. If Hashem wouldn't say 40 יום ו-40 לילה, what would you say? If he says 40 יום?
You gotta figure 40 לילה.
Yeah, obviously it's 40 לילה.
Well, it could be
Literally.
39 days.
Huh?
I mean, it's like a hotel, you know, 3 days for 3 days for.
אחי, no, זה לא Airbnb.
Check out
Check out.
Lebanon.
Yeah, but there's no
Just say
marketing.
la fuka.
Right?
That's
There's no
the yom
marketing.
la fuka.
I know, but it's possible to have 39 days.
It's very interesting. Usually yom it means
Yeah.
לילה. What do we need to
You
say?
can say it, so it'll be la fuka if it just said yom.
No, but usually you עוד 40 יום ונבנה נפחת. 40 יום, 40 יום including nights in general. כן, 24 hours. Now...
Is that the same thing that's also, is that
No, but
also
it's
said
40
with
days and
Moshe
40 nights, the
Rabbeinu?
same thing. It seems like almost like if you'd say, oh, it's 40 days, it suggests 39 nights. And if you're going to say, if it's 40 nights, then it suggests 41
Yeah,
days.
but it seems
So
like there
what's-
is an
that I
emphasis
don't
on day
understand.
and night dafka. It's not about full days. Day and night dafka.
גם אצל משה רבנו כתוב 40 days and 40 nights?
כן. כן, כן.
It says, when they entered the תיבה, בעצם היום הזה באו נוח וכולי אל התיבה. Why it's got to be בעצם היום הזה? It says Rashi. Because they used to tell them, we're going to break this פינה, נכון? So Hashem says, we're going to show you. בעצם היום הזה, you're not going to be able to control the תיבה בכלל. Hashem put some dogs, that animal that couldn't get them to come close to the תיבה.
מדרש בו.
What's the gain? All those gonna die, נכון? Second after they became schnitzel.
Me.
Everybody around, everybody outside.
No, when
Everybody outside who were planning to attack, as soon as the Mabul began, אחי זהו.
yeah, but
And therefore, there is no gain teaching them a lesson. You say, you're gonna show you, you're gonna try to come and break, and we're not gonna let you in. Shkoyach.
but the Midrash says that what happened was they started breaking and then Noach sent out the
That's just Pshat Rashi. Midrashim, it's hard to comply with every Midrash. But you have like Midrashim, it's all over. It's very hard. Rashi, at least we know what, if you have a good pshat, you can take the midrash with it. But you cannot ask for a midrash on a pshat. Because we open the midrashim each on ארבעה מינים, נכון? Everybody knows the midrash, two midrashim knows. I have a sefer, אוצר המדרשים brings everybody together. You have 7 pshatim on nobody even knows בכלל. So what's the pshat? That's אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, that's Yosef, that's משה ואהרון, that's, who knows? Okay, I'm not getting into that yet. Okay. So it says, we says that בעצם היום הזה, to show, they wanted to break it, and Baruch Hashem, they didn't break the teva. So Hashem wanted to show him, Davka, you're not going to be able to control. What's the game? The second after they die, you're teaching a lesson to people who are going to die and not going to be here anymore. What's the point of the lesson? At the beginning, when Hashem told Noach to send, he was sending the Orev, the raven. Raven was uncomfortable with the relationship of Noach. He suspected Noach to sleep with his wife. I'm sorry about the question, but what's the difference between men sleeping with a bird, okay? I mean, it's impossible, I think. And
What does the Orev signify?
Orev was concerned that Noach wanted his wife.
No, yeah.
Right, so that's a shayla. What's the idea of the Orev over here? That
The bird brain.
So what's the pshat on the Orev? That actually like that, and then Noach realized, okay, something is wrong, I'm sending the Yonah. Now what's changed in the Yonah? Obviously there is a fundamental difference between sending the Orev and sending the Yonah. So why Noach at the beginning sending the Orev, and then eventually Raven, eventually changing his mind, and he's sending the Yonah. Why didn't he send the Yonah to begin with? You know, the Yonah, she's not a jealous animal, no, small brain, bird. Okay, interesting that, taking a bath, Hashem gave it in hot shower. It's famous, berotchim tilkelu, there were berotchim with shechvat zera, and berotchim nidonu, that they're going to be burned with hot water. It seems that Gzar Dinam was mainly for the gezel, נכון? So why davka b'chad berotchim, which is for the zera?
More Bagmara.
Everyone answers no. If you answer the question, it's fine, but stop.
No, it's not a question.
Okay.
I'm saying that when Hashem, they told Hashem, oh, if you're going to bring a Mabul down and you're going to make it with fire, right? So they said, we have something to protect us. If you're going to make it with just...
So obviously there are some answers, but I'm trying to give an understanding. Why Noach, right after, he came out of the Teva, he brought the Korban to Hashem. Vayarach Hashem et reach hanichuach. Hashem smells the smell of the Korban. He said, wow, from now on, I'm not going to make Mabul in the world anymore. Good steak, no more. No, what's changed? Suddenly Hashem mariach et reach hakorban and no Mabul anymore? Wagu was Wagu, yeah, you're right. It was Wagu and suddenly no Mabul anymore. What's that the cause of no Mabul? 2 more steps. We see that right after. What did Noach do right after? He spent in Biyun Korban, was in the Teva, and became a mensch. What did he do? What did he do after Wagu?
Drink wine.
Drink wine. Vayach Noach ish ha'adama, suddenly, and he's drinking wine. While he was drinking wine, it was a scene over there that he was naked. So the Gemara says that his son, the grandson, Canaan, מסרס אותו. איך הוא מסרס?
Castrate.
Castrate or masculine?
Cut off.
Castrate him. So, what's going on over there, I mean, your grandfather, castrate him because of drinking wine. What's the dialogue? What? Right, so I was thinking the following. We need to go back a little bit we spoke a little bit about Chet Tzaddat. Before Chet Tzaddat, the Gemara says in Masechet Ketubot, when Rabbi was about to die, and everybody in the Beis Medrash was praying for Rabbi not to die. אמרה לו, לשבחה of Rabbi, she says, עליונים מבקשים אל התחתונים. Hashem wants Rabbi. So she said, יגברו עליונים על התחתונים. The upper one should overcome the lower one. Then she saw Rabbi suffering, and she said, okay. No, I'm sorry. She said first, יגברו תחתונים על העליונים. The lower one will overcome the upper one. Then she saw Rabbi suffering, said, okay, יגברו עליונים על התחתונים. what's the dialogue? What's going on? So I saw the Marsho explain the following. The Marsho says that the neshama that we have is the elyonim, is the ruchaniyut. The body that we have is our gashmiyut. The job that we have in our world is for the elyonim to impact the tachtonim, to change the tachtonim. Because the neshama, which is the center, the ruchaniyut is the center of the gashmiyut, it's inside of our body. So we need our neshama to impact all of our body. He said, yet the real makom for the neshama, it's really lemala. So that's elyonim. She's coming from elyonim. The Gemara says that Rabbi lo nehena ma'olam hazeh me'uma. He didn't enjoy this world anything. What's the pshat? Rabbi, all of his body was full, pure elyonim. So therefore, Rabbi was able to be in this world as in tachtonim, but all of his tachtonim, all of his body was really elyonim. So, elyonim, mevakshim when he was sick, elyonim, the upper one wants tachtonim. You know what elyonim tachtonim is? Yeah? Elyonim is the upper, the ruchaniyut, the spirituality, and the elyon lemala, and tachtonim is the tachton lemata. Lemata is the body, is the gashmiyut, is the physicality. So says the Shivcha of Rabbi, elyonim, the upper one wants tachtonim, right? They want them back. But igberu tachtonim, because the bottom one really deserve him. We need Rabbi. But when she saw Rabbi suffer, she understood that Rabbi doesn't belong anymore to the lower world, to the tachtonim. So therefore Rabbi, she said, okay, igberu elyonim ala tachtonim. Let him go out. She said, when she saw Rabbi suffering, meaning he doesn't want, he said he went back and forth to the bathroom. As a side note, I was once in a first aid class. He said there are two indications that
First aid.
CPR. So the guy said there are two indications to know the guy is dead. Right? You should listen to the following. He said number one, if the body is in one side and the head is on the other side, he's probably dead. And the second one, he said, if he asked to go to the bathroom, before a person leaves the world, he doesn't want to be part of his gashmiyut. He wants to go to the bathroom. Unbelievable. This is a chiloni. It was in Israel, CPR. Rabbi asked him to go to the bathroom, that I don't want it to connect to my body anymore. When he saw Rabbi cannot connect, he understood that Rabbi needs to go upper to the elyonim, to the neshama. Therefore she said, okay, yalla, let's go.
Every guy's going to get scared now to go to the bathroom.
Huh?
Every guy's now going to get scared every time he has to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, bathroom anyway is fully occupied. Huh? That's all it is. That's who I know. Not Moshe Rabbeinu yet. But when Chet Etzadat, before the sin of Etzadat, there were Elyonim and Tachtonim together. The reason Hashem, before Hashem created the world, there was only Elyonim, only upper, only Ruchaniyut. When Hashem created the world, it's for Tachtonim, so the Elyonim will have a purpose to influence the Tachtonim. So when Hashem created Adam, Adam is Tachtonim, his guf. And the guf of Adam Arishon, he was sitting, the Gemara says in Gan Eden, היו מלאכי השרת, צולים לו בשר ומשקים אותו יין. Meaning, the Elyonim are serving the Tachtonim. Why? Because Adam Arishon, before the Chet, even the bottom one, the Tachtonim, was full of spirituality, full of Elyonim. He was part with them together. We spoke that Chet Etzadat represent the combination between two worlds. That it's a balance between the two worlds. At this point, the combination between upper Elyonim of Tachtonim of Adam Arishon were controlled by Hashem. So therefore, Lior Hashem controlled his Tachtonim and Elyonim, and he has no say on where is Tachtonim because he's fully spiritual. When Adam is eating from Chet Etzadat, we said it's a combination between two worlds. It's a balance between two worlds. Adam Arishon said, I don't want anybody to control my Tachtonim. I want to control it myself. I want to be my own developer to develop my world. I don't want to be gifted from Hashem. I don't want to be given to me. This is that. I want to combine the worlds together by myself. Hashem told Adam, you want it? You got it. But let's do it right. I'm going to take the tachtonim, the lower world, the world, העולם הזה, and bring it all the way down. וקוץ ודרדר, תצמיח לך. So you are now the creator of the tachtonim. You develop your own tachtonim, and together you merge with it the elyonim. Because when the world was fully, a lady gave birth, he said, they came up to the bed 2, עלו למיטה 2, ירדו 3. 7 זה? 7 came down, Can you imagine, okay, I have no rooms over here, what am I going to do? So 7 suddenly. So what's the pshat 7? Meaning there is the tachtonim is fully corrected. If you want to control your tachtonim, you got to develop it yourself. Because the down tachmiach lat is going to be full of currents. Bezeat apecha tochal lechem. The development of your tachtonim and elyonim are all on you. Stand alone on it. Meaning, the world got a special opportunity at this point by developing the world according to the way they want it to be. So, how much elyonim will be in this world? How much tachtonim will be in this world? It's at the end of a person himself. Comes Dor HaMabul, the generation after Adam, and they are saying, God, you give us the ability to choose between elyonim and tachtonim. We don't want elyonim. We want only to live a life of
Physicality.
tachtonim, physicality, which has nothing to do with you. We don't want to involve you in our life at all. And therefore, the behavior of physicality world is we have zero involvement from you, God. We need to run the world ourselves. And they're running the world on a way that there are no rules. Physicality controlled completely. What's holding people from not sinning is the spirituality of a person. Because nefesh habehemit, the animal part of us, always drawing us to do the not good stuff. The spirituality, that's what gives us the limitation to do the good. So they said, we don't want the world to be running the elyonim. The basic impact of elyonim on tachtonim is to have an organized world. There is no way to have an elyonim hashpa'ah on the tachtonim if the world is not organized properly. They said, we don't want any more organization in the world. We're going to turn the world that we can steal from each other, we can have gilui arayot, we can kill each other, and the world really changed, was no order. What was the impact of no order of the world? Even the animals went with a different type of an animal species. Because the world contains now no order at all. There is almost zero involvement of the elyonim on the tachtonim. By the way, before that, we had already signal for that. Because if the elyonim, what's the whole purpose of the elyonim is for? Tachtonim. But if tachtonim are not using the elyonim, what happened to the elyonim? The elyonim becomes like the tachtonim. It says, ויראו בנות האלוקים לראות בבנות הארץ. Torah said that the malachim went to sleep with ladies in our world. When the physicality controls the world, when Yom Tachtonim, automatically the Elyonim also are going down to the same level as the Olam Hatachton. So we're coming on a point that currently the world is corrupted to the extent that there is no order, there is no world at all. The world is not a world. The remedy, the solution for it is to take the leftovers of spirituality in the world and try to bring it together in order to build a new world from the leftovers. How much spirituality left in the world? So was Noach. What's Noach? It says Noach was tzaddik tamim. What's tamim means? Tzimut in Hebrew means complete. Noach had tzaddik is righteous, but it was tamim, it was complete. Noach was a very minimal point of ruchaniyut, but undeveloped. Which means Noach is stuck to the person he is, and he will never be to develop, he's not going to be to develop himself to more than the person that he is. But this is a point of Ruchaniyut in the world that Hashem was able to use to access. Says Hashem to Noach, you have some Ruchaniyut. I want you to give a message to the people. There will be a change in the world. What's the message of the change? The basis of not having Ruchaniyut is no order in the world. I want you to give a message of an order in the world. If Noach going to go out and tell everybody, Rabbi Isa, you got to do tshuva, it's not going to help. Lama? Number one, Noach has no ability. He's limited. Number two, the people over there cannot receive any more Ruchaniyut. It's all full of physicality. How do you change from physicality to Ruchaniyut? First step. Vayomer Hashem and Noach, you got to build the teva. Building the teva, it's a message we're reorganizing the world. Bottom floor, Zevel. Middle floor, Demot. Top floor, human beings. We're starting giving a message the world will be organized. Who are we giving the message for?
Future generations.
To Noach. To those who are going to be in the Teva, they need to understand we are rebuilding a world that you never experienced. You never been in the world that Hashem wants you to be at. The world of order, it's a message for Noach. The Teva of 120 Shana, it's a message for Noach to know there will be a new world that you never testified, that world of organization. There will be order in the world. The problem is that the current world cannot stay anymore. The Gashmiyut of this world was Tameh, was
Impure?
Giulim, was Tum'ah and Taref. What happened to a path that was Taref?
A what?
A path that was Treif and going and everything. What do? You do Agala and you do Tvila. What's the shiur of Tvila? How much you need? 40 seh. Agala, what do you need? Mayim rochim. So Hashem gives Mabul 40 days of hot boiling water to wash the world. The world cannot sustain what he experienced. You need to wash to have a all clean new world. And you need 40 days of water because you have two areas to clean. You have to clean a world of day and the world of the night. But the work experienced day and night must be cleared. Therefore Hashem gives 40 yom and 40 layla. The impact of it, you feel it. I was this week in a house, I'm so sorry, in Filat HaTzibur, that the guy told me that he bought it from 2 gays. So 2
Oh,
gays.
the house?
He bought the house from 2 gays. And...
חוקת הבית. חוקת הבית צריך לעשות.
He told me that he used words that the person that was next to me laughed, so I understood that he was so bad. I didn't know what the words to use about describing what they did over there. So Hashem yishmor שאני לא יודע בעזרת השם אף פעם. So he used some description and the guy was cracking up laughing. I didn't know what he's talking about. So I went inside and it was very interesting, by the way. Big house, 1 master bedroom and 1 office. זהו. זה כל הבית. They're not going to children, נכון? And the dogs can be outside and no. So I went inside. I don't know if because I didn't know. I felt, this is the when we affect the that's asked me the Tvila, 40 seh, in 40 seh. One of the rabbis in our community almost bought it. Bleach, yeah, bleach. So when the world goes through a cycle of Tumah, you need to laundry the world. How do you laundry according to the Torah? Mayim rochim and 40 seh. But in order we had 2 things. Step number 1, in order to bring Ruchaniyut to samples of full Gashmiyut, you need organization. You need the 3 steps. Number 2, you need some Ruchaniyut. Hashem had collected all of the Ruchaniyut that remain in the world. So the Ruchaniyut was Noach, his children, and his wife.
Obviously considered Ruchaniyut.
But because he had Sarot Tzaddik, He had some ruchaniyut. Who else had ruchaniyut in the world?
The animals.
The animals. Interesting that the impact of their didn't sin was impact based on how much ruchaniyut they had. The animals still, which had more ruchaniyut, you were able to get 7 of them who didn't sin. The animals that were tmeot, the impact of them who didn't sin was very minimal. When Hashem created the teva, everybody's supposed to be inside of the teva, nachon? You're supposed to take care, everybody taking care of each other. Noach was appointed to be the caregiver of all of the animals in the teva. Lama? Because Noach himself really, he lived that life of Gashmiyut. Noach himself needs to go through a
Cleaning from himself.
cleaning process himself. Get out of yourself. Noach lived in a world that all of the world was about
Himself.
themselves. When Hashem commanded him to do the teva, he was still about himself. Only after 120 years, when he understood the real organization in the world, Hashem told him, okay, now you can start your cleaning process. You can start understanding your responsibility for the world. But Hashem said, Soar ta'aseh teva. What's the soar? What's the soar? The window?
The wind.
You're supposed to have life. You're supposed to have already connection with Ruchaniyut. There is no way for you. When you make organization going into the teva, you need to be connected to some source of Ruchaniyut to be able to develop yourself. When Noach wanted to see if the Mabul was done in the world, Noach was sending the Orev. What's the Orev means? Orev means, Orev, the Gemara says that Orev לא מרחם על בניו. נכון? Orev לא מרחם על בניו. Which means Noach understood, at this point we're supposed to move on forward. We don't care about our continuation, about children, about anything. It's only about Hashem. To make a transition into this world, we got to have a representative that
Peace.
nothing, all about Hashem. The Orev comes out, and he showed Noach, I'm still thinking about myself. Because what he suspect Noach for?
Ishta.
Ishto, I might come be with my wife. Meaning, obviously Noach cannot be with his wife. That shows where is the Orev coming from. From someone tameh, who doesn't care about his children. That's not the way to develop the world. You need to do the opposite. Second time he sent the Yonah. The Yonah represents Knesset Israel, Meshula, Liyonah. Am Israel is compared to Yonah. Yonah is something that hit him. Something that, with the nest, with the family. Somebody who connect to family and children and understand what's life, he can go out and continue the world. In order to have Ruchaniyut, you cannot be on a mode that it's only Hashem. It's you life together, family, and the world. Therefore, when Noach came out of the Teva, the Torah emphasized he came out with the children and family and names. Because to develop Ruchaniyut, you need to have a tree, you need to have a family, you need to have a regular functional wall to develop the Ruchaniyut. When Noach came out of the Teva, what is the first thing that he did? Korban. Noach understood after this process, before he couldn't bring Korban. This is the first time that the Korban was brought in the world. That means, what is a Korban? You take in an animal, which is Gashmiyut, and connecting it to the Ruchaniyut. You understand that your Gashmiyut can be connected with Hashem. Therefore Hashem told Noah, if you got the message, when you get out of the Teva, you understand how to have da'at. It's a da'at. That's what we are missing. To connect both of the world together. When he was able to connect the world together, to put the Ruchaniyut and Gashmiyut together, said Hashem, okay, from now on, I will not destroy the world. Up to this point, no one connect Ruchaniyut and Gashmiyut together. Noach was the first time in the universe who connect Ruchaniyut and Gashmiyut together. Aval, Noach deep inside, he lived in a world where there is no Ruchaniyut benefit. His children, his family lived in the world where really was no Ruchaniyut. We said Hashem sent the Orev because Orev, it's a person that goes all the way, doesn't care about the children, it's everything about the mission. Noach, inside deep, something wrong. He feels inside that not fully connected to the new world that he created. A person who wants to feel escape from the world, what is he doing? Drinking. And Noach is drinking wine. And the message he gives his surrounding, I cannot connect to this world. I want to escape from this world. I created the world of Ruchaniyut and Gashmiyut together. Who's Ruchaniyut and Gashmiyut? This is like the Yonah. With everybody together, families together, we're bringing Hashem into our life, but I cannot keep it up. So he's going to sleep. What is Canaan doing to him? Not children. Noach is still in the Orev mode. He's not. It's about just you. You have to focus on yourself. What you doing? What is Noach doing? He cares about himself. He doesn't care about family anymore. Says Canaan, that's the way in life. And I'm going to help you. He isn't there to hurt his father. He's there to hope. This is what you want to choose. Let's go. Because Orev meaning, I just care, but you cannot develop Ruchaniyut if you're not organized with family and people around you. Therefore, what came from Canaan? Eved avadim yeh lecha. The Gemara says, Eved, Noach lo, zima, akol. Lama? Eved, it's about himself. To connect to Ruchaniyut, you need to have a structure of family, yourself, your surrounding, then you can connect to Hashem. He thought at the beginning, Noach, that you connect like the Orev. He realized his mistake, the Yonah. He brought Korban, then drinking wine, he went back to the Orev. And his grandson made him similar to the Orev. It's not about your children, it's about you. But you cannot connect to Hashem when it's about you. The only way to connect is by insert Ruchaniyut to a healthy, normal, functional family. I think the step message, understanding that we want to grow in life, we want to develop ourselves. Avraham Avinu was exactly the opposite of Noach. Noach was a full Gashmi person because he lived in that world. Noach had no ability, his Ruchaniyut was a small spark within himself that was enough to develop himself. Avraham
but not others.
Avraham was the opposite of Noach. Avraham was able to bring his Ruchaniyut to develop other people. That's a real level of Ruchaniyut. That's why we have Sheva Mitzvot B'nei Noach, and we have Avraham Avinu. What's the difference? Mitzvot B'nei Noach are things to keep their world running properly. There is no development. What Sheva Mitzvot B'nei Noach? Avodat Hazara, Yichud Amim, Gilui Arayot, Gezel. It's all about having an organized world. That's you need to live for yourself. That's Noach.
To maintain.
But maintain. Development is not Noach. Cannot develop. That's only Avraham Avinu. It's a world of development. Interesting to see that by Noach, when the Torah brought Noach to the Teva, what's the order? Noach, Ubanav, Veishto. When Avraham goes, his wife is before. Because by Noach, a wife goes when you travel. By Noach, the wife, it's not a part of the order. Because through your wife, you influence others. And one person doesn't live, for him, his wife wasn't part of the process. His children at the beginning was part of the process, therefore she's not part of it. Avraham Avinu, his wife is part of the process. It's all different world. I think the crucial for us in understanding if we want to develop ourselves, number one, organization. There is no way to defeat Olamot Tachtonim when it's all balagan. Organization begins with creating a system, creating an order, waking up early in the morning, consistent when you wake up in the morning, consistent on your time and studying. Judaism, it's all about consistency. So many times of our mitzvot, some we think have no meaning. Because we told that we keep Shabbat, we enjoy Shabbat, it's pretty dal, it's fun, those who have a Moroccan white Moroccan fish. And so fine, it's fun, we enjoy Shabbat, but do we keep Shabbat? How often we think about that we are keeping Shabbat? We do the highest mitzvah in the world. We go Friday night, we just want the Rabbi to finish his speech already so we can go to eat the fish. Shabbat day, we're just waiting for the Kiddush in those shuls, The whole purpose of Shabbat was Kiddush, because no Kiddush, if there was no Kiddush in Shul's, what's going to happen in Shul's?
You can do the Kiddush club.
You have no people here Shabbat day, because you have no food. Nachon?
No Kiddush club.
No Kiddush club, no Kiddush, no, nothing. It's all Shabbat about the food, which is an important factor because we have to develop who we are. But
That's why I don't come here on Shabbat.
Beyond thank you. Beyond today. But, so there is a feeling, and I feel it sometimes myself, we're becoming like machines. Nachon? We keep Shabbat, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Torah, robot. But we have to understand that that's the key to contain Ruchaniyut. Unless you keep structure with yourself, with who you are, as much as you think you're robots, you have no way to put Ruchaniyut on top of you. This person who says, look, I keep Shabbat when I want to, I feel so special, you keep yourself, you don't keep Shabbat. Because there is no way to put Ruchaniyut if you don't have the basis of organization. That's step one. Step two, it's if you want to develop yourself, we had an issue in our school. Sorry, over.